I am so happy to be recording this episode. First of all, my name is Julie. Welcome to another episode of the Busy Life podcast. And today we are going to talk about a friend of mine. This friend, this friend has no boundaries. This friend loves to make me feel really worried. This friend shows up unexpectedly. And this friend is friends with many, many, many people. Try 40 million Americans. This friend is anxiety. And anxiety is a bitch. Please remember that this is not a family friendly podcast. I 110% curse. I'm fully aware of it. And honestly, I don't really care. I like it. I think it's part of my personality now. So just a heads up that you might want to have AirPods or headphones when you are listening, if you've got littles around or anybody that you don't want to hear these. Hear my foul language, my sailor's mouth, as my mother calls it. Sorry, Mom. But seriously, I don't even know where to start when it comes to anxiety. And I'm being completely honest. I suffer from anxiety, and I know that so do 40 million Americans. That's right. According to the research, 40 million Americans suffer from anxiety. Now, for those of you who are very lucky and are like, huh? Oh my God, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know. Julie, what's a panic attack? I mean, oh, how damn lucky. You are blessed with these beautiful stress free genes, my friend, because wow. Sometimes I have to stop and just take a moment and be like, wow, I am not my anxiety. And I'm kind of going ahead right now. I want to back up a little bit and really talk about what anxiety is, what we can do about it, how it affects us, and just remind you that you're not alone. Before I do that, I want to remind everybody that I am a teacher, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a nutrition coach, a dog mom, and I am not a medical professional. Okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed medical professional. So please know that everything in this episode is just coming from my own thoughts, my own research I've done, my own strategies that I use that I've talked about with my therapist. But I am not recommending anything to you because I'm prescribing it. I'm not telling you to do something because I need you to do it. This is just what works for me, what I know, what what it's like for me. And it's here to help you. I'm here to help you. I just want to help you know that you're not alone. I want to give you some ideas and I want you to feel empowered to ask for help if you need it. So, let's start with the basic questions. I'm going to pretend like nobody knows what anxiety is and everyone's like, "Huh? What's anxiety? That must be kind of sounds pretty scary." Well, it kind of is. Anxiety is when your body starts to freak out, basically. There's mild anxiety, which can come from just like occasions and, stressful situations where maybe you feel a little nervous. Don't you love that? Just a little nervous. Oh my God, I'm about to go give a speech. I'm feeling a little nervous. Okay, fair. You got the butterflies in your stomach. Maybe your hands are a little sweaty. Maybe your heart rate's kind of going up a little bit, but it passes and it comes and it goes. So that's just the feeling of being anxious. You've got a little bit of anxiety in that moment. What I'm referring to, and I have to keep taking deep breaths for this because I have been battling with a lot of anxiety this week, which is why this episode came out late. And I actually re recorded it because the first one didn't, I was so all over the place. But this is the anxiety I'm talking about. My anxiety that I am talking about, that me and 40 million other Americans have, is a constant feeling of fear, dread, and uneasiness. Some 5 of the common symptoms. Well, how do I know if I have anxiety? I mean, sometimes I feel that way, but I don't know if it's all the time. You feel restless. You get in bed at night. You want to just look at your phone and, do all the things. But then when you actually put the phone away, you lay there and you just can't relax. Or the TV's on, but I can't focus on the TV because I got to be doing this. And, oh, but what's the dog doing? And, oh, I got to go clip my nails. Okay. And then I got to do this. And then I got to do that. Constant restlessness. You are wound up, you're on edge, and you just can't relax. That's one symptom of anxiety. Another one could be the total opposite. You feel so fatigued. You're burnt out. You're tired all the time because your mind can't catch a break. With this comes having difficulty concentrating, being really irritable. Oh, everything annoys you. Oh my God. So-and-so is over there chewing, and don't you freaking hate it when they're chewing and they're making that like sound? I hate that. Oh my God. But you know what? That doesn't bother you that much, but today it does, because today you've got anxiety and all of a sudden everything is pissing you off. So yeah, even though you were able to ignore that chewing noise, right now it's pissing you off. Everything pisses you off. Somebody making a noise too loud is going to piss you off. Somebody being 2 minutes late is going to piss you off. You are easily irritable. That's a symptom. Another one, having headaches, muscle aches, stomach aches, or unexplained pains. Those come from just all that stress you're holding in you. All the worry. I'm having PTSD as I'm saying this. All the worry that you hold in your body, even if you don't realize it, and even if it's not on purpose. You are so worried all the time that there's just too much and you have a headache. And when you go to sit down, it's just too hard because you know that you have stuff you need to do and you're too overwhelmed. So you need to take a break. But at the same time, you can't take a break because you've got stuff you need to do. And it's this endless cycle that is now going to give you a stomach ache or a headache. And now, oh, my back hurts because I'm so uncomfortable. Yeah, that's anxiety. Having difficulty controlling your worries is one of the biggest ones. Have you ever sat down and you're so thankful for the moment? Maybe you're on the beach. Maybe you're at an amusement park. Maybe you're just with people that you love. And you just take that moment of gratitude. But then do you all of a sudden think, oh my God, but what if a tornado came? Oh my God, I'm on the beach right now. And it's so calm and it's so pretty. And oh my God, this is just so nice. This is exactly what I needed. But what if a bird poops on me? Or, oh my God, this Thanksgiving is so nice. Oh, everything is amazing. I'm so thankful to be here right now. This food is delicious. But what if somebody trips down the stairs and we have to call 911? Mm-hmm. Those what ifs, the constant worry, and the feeling of something bad going to happen, even though there's literally nothing wrong. You could be on the beach in Turks and Caicos and it's the most beautiful day. All the weather channels are telling you, oh yeah, sunny skies, 85, literally not a cloud in the sky. But you're laying there on the beach and you're worried that, but what if all of a sudden it starts to rain? Maybe I should go get my umbrella upstairs. I brought it for a reason, and it would really go to waste if I don't get it. No. There's no need to worry like that. But that's what anxiety does. It can take the most genuine, authentic, beautiful moments in your life and add a twist. A very annoying, depressing twist. The other one that I struggle with a lot is sleep. Yep. I've mentioned before that I have insomnia. Some days are better than others, but that's just like with my anxiety. Shocking that on the days where my anxiety is a little bit higher, So is my insomnia. It's pretty shitty. Insomnia. What is insomnia? Insomnia is having trouble sleeping. You have difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep. No matter what you do, no matter if you put the phone away, you don't eat 3 hours beforehand, you don't drink water before bed so you don't have to pee all night. You took a melatonin, you got a sleep mask, you got the oh my god, what are those called? Those shades that totally block the light, and the dark shades or the blackout shades, and you're laying there, you got the calming music playing, you got the fan on for the white noise, and you are ready to roll. But then your brain says to you, hey, we forgot to send that email. Shit. Oh my God, you forgot to text her back. You're such a shitty friend. Oh my God, you forgot to pack that. Well, now you're not going to remember that for your trip. And when you get your period, you're not going to have a tampon. Uh-huh. You lay there, and all of a sudden, now I'm awake. And now I have to do this, and I have to do this. And if I don't do this, I'm not going to remember it. And how am I going to remember if I don't set an alarm on my phone? Because if I don't set an alarm on my phone, it's not going to happen. And then I'm going to be late for my meeting tomorrow, and I'm going to lose my job, and then all of a sudden the world's going to fall apart. Because that's how that feels. That is how anxiety feels. It can be intense. It can be excessive, and it can be persistent. This constant worry and fear about everyday situations can totally ruin your day. And it's not just I have to give a speech today, or I've got a really important interview tomorrow, or, I'm about to teach this lesson and I'm going to get observed by my professor and I really want to do a good job. No. It's like that 24/7. And it sucks. So for all of you listening who either A, have never experienced constant anxiety, geez, I'm jealous of you. Or B, you are listening to this and you're like, yup, yes, same. You're not alone. For those of you who don't know what this is like, please continue listening to this episode though, because I guarantee you do know somebody who is going through this, or you probably have seen these symptoms, these reactions in your loved ones. And I want you to hear me because I want you to know how they probably feel. I'm going to describe a lot of different situations that have happened to me in my life. And I've been talking to a few other people in my life to get some insight from them for this episode. So please don't take your AirPods out. Don't click on something else just yet, just because you don't know what this is like. Please stick around because I want you to know that there are 40 million Americans who feel this way. And that's just the ones who have identified feeling this way. That's pretty important because when I was in college, my anxiety hit a whole new level. I guess it was because I was on my own for the first time. And being the oldest of 3 girls, you get to do everything by yourself first. So there was a lot of pressure. I wanted to, show them that college is fun. I wanted to have the fun college experience. I wanted to come back and have good grades. And, I was there and I was going to show them that I'm going to make friends, because even though all my friends went to other schools, I'm going to show everybody that I know how to be a good big sister. I know how to do college. I know how to do life. And that wasn't the only reason that I had anxiety. But I believe, looking back on it, that was probably one of the beginnings. So, long story short, is I started to develop a lot of these symptoms. My sleep was horrible. I used to call my dad at 4 a.m. because I was awake until 4 a.m. God bless my dad for waking up and talking to me and being like, Julie, you're okay? Yeah, you'll be fine. What are you doing tomorrow? Amazing. I love you, Dad. If you're listening to this, thank you. It definitely did not make my mom happy when I did those calls. So I slept like shit. I always had a headache. always. I was very fatigued. I was always worried. I get chest pains too. That's not one of the ones I mentioned, but like a freaking out chest pain and your heart rate going up. Oh yeah. Those aren't fun either. And there was many times that I felt like I was going to die. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to be one of those girls that doesn't even get to get married. I don't get to do this thing. I don't get to do that. How am I going to see my grandkids?" No, Julie. You're just having anxiety. For whatever reason it was in many of those moments. It was just anxiety. And it's not your fault. The fast heart rate, the rapid breathing, the sweating, the feeling tired, it's normal because you are in a stressful situation and it's okay. It's going to pass. But I didn't know that. In the time I was like, "Oh my god, this is horrible. I don't know what's happening to me. Oh my god, I'm going to die." And I didn't know. Didn't call it anxiety. I just thought I was panicking and that the world was ending. And someone mentioned to me, "Julie, why don't you go talk to a therapist? Go talk about it." I was like, no, nobody can know that this is happening. I'm a normal person. I, I I don't know why, but this is what went through my brain. I didn't want to talk about it. There was a stigma in my head that if I needed therapy, there was something wrong with me. And I am ashamed looking back at that now and thinking back at it. But I can't blame myself. I was very scared. And I didn't know what she was going to say. I thought she was going to put me on medication that was going to totally change me. And then I wouldn't know who I was when I looked in the mirror. But guess what? That's all that anxiety. Nothing was going to happen that was going to be bad. She was not going to put me on something that made me a totally different person. If anything, I felt like, and I'm remembering this day so vividly, I felt like the minute I admitted it, it was like the zipper came undone. And my soul was like, "Thank you." Because I didn't know what it was. But when I had told her, I have all these worries and I'm up all night and I'm afraid somebody's going to die or that I'm going to die or that something's going to happen and then somebody's going to get cancer and da 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 da. She said, "Julie, it sounds like you've got an anxiety disorder and that your brain just is too overwhelmed right now. You're losing sleep. You're having trouble focusing. You're so worried all the time. And you can take some of that responsibility off. It's okay." That I'll never forget that day. It was like she finally pointed out to me that there were these clouds that I didn't even know were there. And she moved them out of the way for me. Just hearing her say to me, "You're okay. It's not your fault. You're a human. And this is a mental health issue. But you're okay. You can get past this. You're going to be okay. You're not going to have all these bad things happen to you. There is not going to be a random cloud that shows up over Turks and Caicos and is going to ruin your beach day. You got this." And I can promise you, many people told me that before. But for whatever reason, that day, it stuck. I don't know if it's because it was my first time going to a therapist. I don't know if it's because it was the first time I actually did something about it. It probably was, but that was huge. So please ask for help if you need it because I'm telling you, I didn't want it. I didn't want to admit it. There was nothing wrong with me. I can handle it. I am strong and I can do this. And no one's saying you're not. No one at all is saying that you're weak or that you're stupid or that you're sick or that you're ill and that you needed to go to a therapist because something was wrong with you. And if they are saying that, fuck them. I got closer to the mic for that one. Seriously. Anybody in this world, whether it's anxiety, depression, any sort of mental health concerns that you have, if it bothers them, get rid of them. The minute I started to become aware of my anxiety, I'm telling you, it's the minute I truly started to take care of myself. I talk a lot about your health on this podcast. It's going to be something that I continue to talk about. It's something I'm very passionate about. You gotta take care of the mental parts. No matter how hard it is, no matter how scary it is, no matter if it means that you need to go speak to a doctor or to a therapist, or maybe you need to start taking some medication, you will never live a healthy life if you don't take care of your mental health. Because your mental health, just like every other part, affects it all. Something in your physical health is wrong, it's going to affect the rest. Like if you injure yourself, it's totally going to affect your mental health because now you're going to be sitting there wondering what's going on. What am I going to do? Oh my God, I'm going to gain all my weight back and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Your mental health is going to do the same. Something else that I do when I am feeling really anxious, I overeat or I undereat. And it's really crazy because I know a lot of people that I spoke to told me that it's usually one or the other. A lot of my friends said that they went to food for comfort during their stressful times, which totally been there, done that. And then there's been other times when I've gone the other end and I've not eaten because my anxiety comes from fear of being overweight. Yeah, can go both ways. So with all of this to say, anxiety is real. It's not just a feeling that you have in a moment. It can be a feeling that feels like it's part of you and that it feels like it never goes away. I get it. I really do. But I don't want you to feel that way. Not right now. I know it can feel like that. And I know there's going to be moments in our lives when it feels like that. And there's going to be moments where it feels like that way more than we want it to. There's even going to be moments when you have a panic attack, like I did. Like I do, I should say. Recently, my panic attacks have started in my chest. And it's like a pinching feeling. And then it goes like down my arms and into my stomach. And then I get all tingly and upset and scared. And my heart rate goes up. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, I cry. Because I know my body is so overwhelmed. It sucks. And I went to my doctor because I told her, oh my God, I'm having chest pains. I got to go to the doctor. I mean, what's going on? She was like, Julie, same thing. You've got anxiety. And it's okay. What's going on? What can we do about it? And that's my favorite question. What can we do about it? Before I give you some tips, I do want to say that sometimes doing nothing is totally okay too. It's 100% okay to just lay there and cry, to just ride it out, to get a little more sleep. You gotta do what's important for you, and what's important for you in that moment might look different than what's important for you the next time it happens or the previous time it happened. So try to be aware of what you need in that moment and pull your strength together to find it in you in the anxious moment to say, okay, what do I need? Because you do know the answer. And if you don't, here's some tips. First tip I have for you is I want you to try to take a break. If it's one of those panic attacks where it's the middle of the night and you're laying there like I do, and you don't want to get up because you want to go back to bed and you just want to ride it out and you just want to move on because you know you'll feel better if you get some sleep, I get it. But it might not hurt to get up and just go to the bathroom, go get some water, maybe just take a look over at your dog and pet his head just to kind of remember that you're here and you're present and everything's okay and you're going to be okay. Take a break if you can. Maybe go for a walk outside if it's during the day, if you have the opportunity to. Text a friend, just say, hey, I'm feeling a little anxious. Can you chat for a second? Take a break. My second step for you is to breathe. I'm thinking about my nightly panic attacks because that's when it feels the worst. That's when I've literally had Ryan call 911 because I wasn't sure if it was a heart attack or if it was a panic attack. And the lady on the phone was like, I can't tell you unless you bring her in. And that scared the shit out of me even more. I was like, nope, never mind. We're fine. We'll make it work. I ended up going to the doctor later the next day, and she was like, yeah, it's your panic attacks, Julie. Did an EKG. That was also scary as shit. Anyway, breathe. Put your hand on your heart and listen to your breath. In that moment, it's probably really fast. It's probably going up and down and up and down, and your heart rate is unimaginably high. But try. In through your nose, and then exhale out your mouth. Try it. Studies show that if you can do about 3 to 5 controlled breaths, you can relax your body naturally. Maybe not 100%, but enough to get you to a place where you can focus a little bit more and where you can control your thoughts a little bit more. With that, the breathing, taking a break, comes step number 3. Recognize your strength. Remember, you are strong. You got this. There is nothing given to you in this life that you can't handle. And if you can't handle it in the moment, you're going to find a way. You are amazing. You were given this life to live it. That's the whole purpose of this podcast, is even though you're busy, even though you've got things going on, you are here. And in that moment, you may not feel like it. You may feel like it's not worth it. You may feel like no matter what anybody says, your body is like, no. Remind it that it's wrong. You got this. Be present. Be your biggest cheerleader. And remember that it's okay. It's okay if you need to take a day off. It's okay if you need to skip the gym and just go for a walk or take a nap because you're tired. It's okay to say no because you love your friend and you want to see her, but today is just not a good day. It's okay to not call that person back because you are just drained and overwhelmed and you don't think you can be present for her in that moment. It's okay. Be present, be aware, and be your biggest cheerleader. With that, though, comes step number 4. So step number 1 is take a break. Step number 2 is breathe. Step number 2 is be present and be aware. And step number 4 is please don't be afraid to ask for help. I've actually had that step in a couple of my other episodes too, but I'm going to say it a lot. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I struggle with this still because I have this, I don't even know what you want to call it, like this fear or this feeling that I need to be able to do things independently because if I can't, then I failed. And I don't know why. I'm sure I'll dig into it in therapy and learn a little bit more about it, but it probably comes from being the oldest and feeling like I wanted to show everybody that I could do it and I didn't want to have to ask for help. But when I did, it literally changed my life. I'm telling you guys, it's like that storm cloud that was above my brain and I didn't even know it was there. It's like I finally looked up. I saw it and I was able to push it out of the way. And sometimes she comes back. She's a bitch. She's been back all week. I told you, it's that friend that's that unwanted visitor and is not always welcome. She's back. But I'm stronger. And every day you get stronger. You have to take care of yourself and you have to ask for help if you need it. I have a whole other episode on how to be healthy and how to take care of yourself. So please go take a listen to that. Take a listen to the other few episodes too to get some tips on how to better take care of yourself. I'll post some of those as well. But if you don't know how, ask for help. It's okay. You are not supposed to be perfect. Perfect is not a thing that you ever want to achieve. You want to be you. And being you probably comes with some anxious moments, maybe some depressed moments. I've been there too. That's for a whole other episode. But it comes with strength too. And remembering that you got this. I don't care if you don't believe me. I need you to say it. Because the more you say it, the more you look yourself in the mirror and you look into your eyes. That's all you got. You. Yes, you probably have friends, family, and clothes and amazing things around you, but you are the only one that can actually make those things happen. As much as I love my fiance, he's not going to actually put me in the gym and put me in the leg press machine and make me move my legs. No, I have to do it. If you want something, you have to do it. And if you don't know how, you have to ask. So with all of that being said, I want you guys to know that you're not alone. I know you can probably hear me. My breath is a little kind of funky all over the place for this episode. I have been struggling a lot with anxiety these past few days. But I'm here. I'm taking care of myself. I'm keeping my promise to myself to be on here to support you guys, to provide you with anything that I can do to help. And I want you to know that at the end of the day, I'm here for you. Some of you might even be thinking you don't even know me, but my DMs are a safe space. And no matter what happens, I'm here. You're not alone. You've got somebody. And I believe in you. I really, really do. Now go get out there, have a great day, have a good night, do what you need to do, and remember that you